Let's go through and build a Trello board from scratch. This will be the board that you can use to track the progress of your project in this course, or in fact, track any project. Let's go ahead and start with a demo here. And I'll go ahead and create this board. And this is actually a public board, so you can get access to it yourself. In this first column here, this is, I'll put a to-do column. And then the next column, I'll put in progress. And then finally, I'll wrap it up with done. Now, I like to keep things simple and only use 3 columns. And the reason for this is that it's really easy to get into exploding complexity. And when you get into exploding complexity, then the whole purpose of the board basically goes away. So once you've got these 3 columns, though, it really boils things down to the simplest possible explanation. You have something that needs to be done, and that's the to-do section. You have a in progress section, and that's what the state is of something you're working on. And then there's done. There's no other states. So let's go ahead and put this into a to-do section here. I'll put a first task. Let's say I'm going to build the continuous integration system. So we'll say build continuous integration system. And the next thing I'll do is, let's say I have another task, which is maybe set up a Azure Cloud Shell. Here we go. Now, what I would typically do is when it's a Monday, I would pick one of these tasks and go ahead and move them over to the in progress as I started to fill it out. And I would also probably go through here and put a little bit more detail in it as I'm working on it. Say, I will use GitHub Actions and build a lint test deploy system. And then this will be the description. And then maybe another thing I could do as well is put a label here for tasks that are very DevOps focused. So we'll just call this DevOps focus here. And then probably add myself as well. So if I'm the person that's working on this, I would go ahead and put my ticket in there. And then finally, I would put a due date. So let's say I want to put this due date to be the end of the week. There we go. And once I've got this set up, I've really got all the components. So I've got a label here. And actually, let me make sure I put that label here. Let's select this label. I've got a label that tells another person the kind of work I'm doing. This is DevOps work. I know who's working on it. In this case, it's me. I know when it's due. It's due at the end of the week. And I also am showing to somebody what the progress is. Now, in the case of me finishing the ticket, the next thing that I would do was when I'm finally complete, I would move it over to the done status here. And maybe I would work next on this ticket, right, which is set up Azure Cloud Shell. And I would put a note that says, this is completed. And here is a link to the repo. And I would put in, maybe my repo link here as an artifact. And we'll just say repo here. And that's really all you need. And I think this is one of the reasons why people have problems building ticket systems is they do more than this. And there's a lot of skill involved in doing less. So keep it to 3 columns. Use this instead of emailing constantly. Hey, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Make sure you put the key bits of information, the date, the person, the task that you're doing, and then make sure you update these columns. And if you keep it simple, typically the Trello system for many projects is a very powerful way to keep track of your progress.